what your favorite physics formula says about you? You think Newton solved everything, and you've definitely used this to explain why something fell or broke. You bring this up at parties to sound smart, and honestly, it works every time. You love kinematics, and you've definitely calculated how fast something is going in your head. You think motion equations are beautiful, and you've probably calculated how long it takes for things to fall. You prefer this version because it doesn't have time in it, and you think that's elegant. You think gravity is underrated, and you've definitely wondered how much you'd weigh on other planets. You think kinetic energy explains why fast things hurt more when they hit you. You understand that work requires both force and movement, and you've used this to get out of doing actual work. You think power is just work over time, and you've definitely explained why bigger engines are better. You love momentum, and you think conservation laws are the most important thing in physics. You appreciate impulse, and you've definitely explained why airbags save lives using this formula. You think torque is underrated, and you've probably argued about leverage in real-life situations. You love rotational motion, and you think moment of inertia is more interesting than regular inertia. You think angular momentum is cooler than linear momentum, and you're probably right. You love rotational kinematics, and you think everything should spin. You either loved thermodynamics, or you think gas laws explain everything about balloons. You think heat transfer is straightforward, and you've definitely calculated how long it takes to boil water. You understand the first law of thermodynamics, and you think energy conservation is beautiful. You love entropy, and you use the second law to explain why your room is always messy. You think efficiency matters, and you've definitely calculated how wasteful engines are. You love Ohm's law, and you think electrical circuits are just applied math. You think electrical power is easy, and you've definitely calculated your electricity bill. You appreciate resistance, and you understand why longer wires have more resistance. You love capacitors, and you think storing charge is underrated. You think magnetic flux is fascinating, and you've probably explained how generators work. You love Faraday's law, and you think electromagnetic induction is magic that happens to be real. You think the Lorentz force is underrated, and you love particle accelerators. You think Gauss's law is beautiful, and you've definitely tried to explain divergence to someone. You love that there are no magnetic monopoles, and you think this equation is elegantly simple. You appreciate Faraday's law in differential form, and you think curl is underrated. You think Ampere-Maxwell law completes the picture, and you love all four Maxwell equations equally. You think it's amazing that the speed of light comes from electromagnetic constants. You love wave equations, and you've definitely calculated wavelengths for fun. You think intensity matters, and you understand why distance makes things dimmer. You appreciate frequency, and you've probably explained why higher frequencies mean more energy. You think this is the superior wave equation, and you've used it to explain sound. You love Snell's law, and you've definitely explained why things look bent in water. You think Lenz equations are practical, and you've probably calculated focal lengths. You love magnification, and you understand why mirrors and lenses work. You think Planck figured out quantum mechanics first, and you're absolutely right. You love de Broglie wavelength, and you think wave-particle duality is mind-blowing. You love the uncertainty principle, and you use it to explain why quantum mechanics is weird. You think the Schrödinger equation is beautiful, even though you can't solve it for anything real. You memorized hydrogen energy levels, and you think the Bohr model is elegantly simple.